What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Around the Blockchain. I'm your host, Justin. This is BitBoy Crypto. As you know, it's the largest crypto channel in the entire universe, in the entire interwebs. We have got a great show for you today. We've got Diana from Unstoppable Knowledge, or excuse me, she's going to drop some unstoppable knowledge from Unstoppable Domains. No, he did not grow his hair out. It's Aaron from Altcoin Daily. As you know, we probably had his twin on yesterday, or maybe he did grow his hair out. We got CryptoStache, one of the homies of this channel, live in the studio. Actually, there's a great story that you might find on some of our other channels. We just got stranded on the side of the road. And always, we got Benjamin Armstrong, BitBoy. Guys, I can't wait for this episode. This is going to be a great episode of Around the Blockchain. If you've never seen the show before, we're going to go around and talk to some of the industry's best and brightest minds about all sorts of things crypto-related. And there is a scoring format. You'll see that everybody's got a little number next to them. If they say something we like, we'll give them some points. And the winner of the show will get about 30 seconds at the end to leave you with some more knowledge at the end of the day. Hey, look at those biceps that Stash got. Beautiful biceps.
Stash.
Like that was like some weird.
I'm ready to drop the guns. Ready to drop the guns.
All right.
Well, you're in the boss's room, so
he is in the throne. He is at the captain's chair right now. He is the captain now. All right, so on today's show, we got some great topics. Like I said, we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price predictions to 100,000 by Bloomberg. We're going to discuss crypto ads. Are NFTs alive or are they dead? I can't wait to hear what Stash has to say about that. But first, let's do a little bit of market watch, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Number 10, ICP, up 25%. What do you guys think about that?
I lost a lot of money on it.
I'm happy. You know, because I called that bottom and I hit that bottom with a buy order here just recently, so I'm liking that.
Nice.
You bullish on ICP?
No, I don't know if I'm necessarily bullish, but I look
Bullish
at I look at that
price.
chart and I'm like, that's a good chart right there. That's a chart that needs to be buying.
Aaron, what about you? What do you think about ICP?
To be real with you, I don't know too much about it besides just the general stuff about it. So I'm looking forward if any of you guys know.
You know what?
I'm gonna put it on a future video. I'm going to do my due diligence, and I'm going to put it on a future video. So look forward to that.
Perfect. I think I know more about Insane Clown Posse than ICP coins. So.
You a juggalo?
Wait, we weren't talking about Insane Clown Posse. I thought you guys were all juggalos, man. I was like, what?
Oh, that's funny. All right, and then secondly, the other one we want to talk about is at number 23, Filecoin. It's up 25% today. I think maybe alts could be back. Who knows?
Who does know? Who is the person that knows?
Is
it Diana? Does she know?
Diana, do you know?
Maybe it's Altcoin Daily.
I would think Altcoin Daily would know about the altcoin.
That sounds.
Filecoin's back. Is that what you want to hear? It's back with a vengeance, guys.
There you go. Stamp of
Well,
approval.
you know what's interesting? I mean, definitely file that one away for later. But what I will say is that the thing that's interesting about these two pumpers is they're two similar projects in that they both got launched with big venture capital money, and they both made huge splashes on the scene the day they launched and had highly anticipated launches. And, you know, something that's really interesting is that so many times we see like similar projects move together. Like, earlier this morning, we were looking at a lot of DeFi projects that were bounced at the same time. Sometimes there's a lot of NFT projects together. Some days you go and you look and you're like, wow, all of these are older projects that I thought were dead that came out of nowhere. So, you know, just pretty interesting to watch the way that, you know, it gets kind of similar in those ways sometimes.
Well, very exciting stuff. Nice. All right, well, let's get into our first topic, Bitcoin to $100,000. So in Bloomberg today, the chief commodity strategist, Mike McGlone, he stated that Bitcoin should get back on track towards $100,000. They also said that they see a greater potential for Bitcoin to head to $100,000 than sustain below $20,000. And one of the things I want to talk about, and I will get price predictions from everybody if I can, but is the worst part of this correction over? Diane, what do you think about that? Diana, excuse me.
Is the worst part of this correction over? I mean, that's really hard to say. I think I said this on last time I was on your show, Ben, but if we're looking long term, I see the price going up, all the way up. I don't know if it's going to continue to dip a little bit more before it goes back up. I think that's hard to say. But I do think if we're looking long term, it's going to be, we're looking closer to 100K than we are to 20K, if that's the general direction it's going.
I love that. So again, guys, there is something playing in my ear. How do you turn this off? DZ?
Hey, how many likes do we have, guys? Smash the likes.
Yeah, don't forget to smash the likes.
Yeah.
Had a little technical difficulty right there.
This mustache is enough for you guys to smash those likes or the dislikes, man. Hey, whatever you guys are feeling today. If you're hating Stash today or loving Stash today, that's okay. You can let me know in the comments. I'll go look later.
All right,
a lot of people are really passionate. A lot of people are really passionate about your stash. They either love it or they hate it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's either I'm an evil villain to them or I am their NFT savior.
All right,
there's no in between.
Let's get back on track. Sorry for the technical difficulty that I had there. There was all of a sudden another video playing in my ear, and I couldn't hear anything else. Back to this Bloomberg story. With Galaxy Crypto Index, the BGCI, it shows that a bull market is likely to kick off in June. So when we're thinking about that and we're talking about, okay, June may be the time when we see a bull market really kick off, but you've got some people saying, we're going to go down below 30 into the 20s or, maybe to 100. Stash. I'm going to nail you down on this one because we talked about it before we launched, before we got on the show. What is your price prediction? What date do you think Bitcoin is going to hit 100,000?
I mean, it's always hard to say with a very specific number. Now, when it comes to Bloomberg's prediction here, it's going to 100,000 before it goes to 20,000. That's actually the first thing I've ever agreed with Bloomberg on. I don't think that we're going to see below 30,000. I do feel like 30,000 is a pretty big psychological barrier. We've had some pretty good support at 33 that we've been looking at here, and it's touched that and bounced off that a couple of times. So I do think that we will see 100,000 before we see 20,000 for sure. Now, time frame, when I talked about this, I think last Friday, I think that this particular cycle is going to be a lot longer than our last cycle. So I think that it's going to be more towards the end of this cycle. I think we're going to be looking at like maybe this time next year. So looking at maybe a June or so, maybe 100,000 at that time. So that's what I would say would be my bullish prediction for Bitcoin at 100K. I would like to actually see it at 250K by that time because I want to be going and partying. That's what I'm all about. So I'm 250K. Let's say it June 7th, 2022.
Perfect. I like when we give specific dates. I like that. We'll give you an extra point for that one.
That's it.
Stash.
June 7th, 2022, 250K Bitcoin.
June 2022. I like it. Aaron, what do you think?
First of all, great to be back. Huge fan of BitBoy. I'm a fan of CryptoStache. New fan of Diana. Curious to know from people in the comments who also watches our channel, Altcoin Daily. I tend to think we have a lot of the same type of subscribers. So let us know in the comments if you're a fan of both channels. But regarding your question, Bitcoin to 100K or 20K, here's the thing. If Bitcoin drops to 20K, I'd sell my car just to buy one whole Bitcoin again. And that'd probably be the last chance a regular person like myself would have to do it. And the only reason that we think that a 20K Bitcoin is low is because we saw Bitcoin go to 60K. But 1 year ago, 20K Bitcoin was like you won, And speaking of this year, everybody was aping into Bitcoin when it hit these prices, a few months ago. Now that it's retesting these prices, now all of a sudden everybody's scared. I mean, this is your chance if you've ever said, I wish I could have bought sooner, because it's like we're going back in time. Bitcoin's fundamentals have not changed. In fact, they're stronger than ever. The world is waking up to this. I wouldn't be surprised if the market was being manipulated right now, specifically to get you to sell your Bitcoin cheap to them. So I'm really glad that Bitcoin is spending so much time, at these price levels, getting a price history. We're not just going to go straight up. That's great. Bitcoin is forming one hell of a launch pad. And when it's ready to take off, 100K will just be the start.
Oh, I love that. I know that there's a lot of people chomping at the bit for 100K, 200K. We've been saying for months that, hopefully this cycle we'll see some big numbers, and I'm looking forward to it. I know that. Diana, did you want to give us your price prediction on when you think Bitcoin might hit 100K? Even if it's, something a little bit more vague, you don't have to nail down to a specific date if you don't want to.
Man, I don't like giving price predictions. I mean, I would say I could see it happening at the end of this year. I mean, it's just so hard to say. We could be going into a bear market and, we might not see it for another couple of years. Who knows? I don't know.
Good answer. I like that. Benjamin, I don't want to leave you out on this one because I know you've probably got some bold predictions for everybody, and everybody wants to hear it. What you got?
Yeah, I love making a fool out of myself. It's one of my favorite things to do, obviously. That's why I like to give these predictions. But in all seriousness, though, like, I definitely think that when it comes to what we're seeing for Bitcoin, like, look, either this year is going to bear out, no pun intended, the way that we predicted for the last year and a half that it would, and we were pretty on target for a long time, which is 322K by the end of September, middle of October, somewhere around that range. And then Ethereum hitting all-time highs and all the altcoins having, parabolic runs October, November, and then by Christmas, we are heading back down for sure. Now, if it's going to play out that way, then we have to be around 100K by August 1st. I mean, that's just the way it's got to go. It may not be exactly on August 1st. I'll say by August 7th because you always have that little dip at the end of the month because of the futures contracts. So, maybe on August 1st, there'd be some downwards momentum. But I got to say, I definitely think by the end of the first week in August, we need to be around 100K, or else we just have to totally punt everything we thought for this year. And I'm not prepared to do that yet. So if we get to August 1st and we're not close to that, or like, hey, we're just in a bear market is what it is. But that's what I think is going to happen. I don't believe I don't believe in the lengthened cycle. I don't believe in that.
Okay. Aaron,
So you know what?
Go for it. Absolutely. Go for it.
Well, I just wanted to, one of the things, BitBoy has a great channel, really respect him, especially when it comes to creating content. But this is what I heard. I didn't watch the video, but somebody commented on one of my videos. They said, like, BitBoy sold the bottom. Is there any truth to that?
BitBoy, which is me, basically, yeah, I sacrificed for everybody else. I took 12.5% of my portfolio, some smaller altcoins, and I moved it into USDC in case there was more pain to the downside. People killed me for it. Like 12.5% of my portfolio, just in case it goes a lot lower, so I could buy more if it went down to 24 or 25K. And like, it was Civic was one of the coins I sold, like freaking Stash said earlier. I think he whispered Civic. That was one that I got out of. Basically, there were a bunch of coins on Coinbase that I just decided to consolidate my holdings. And worst case scenario, like, I got some cash sitting on the sidelines for us to pay expenses with. I mean, I run a business. I get paid all in crypto. But yeah, basically last weekend, the narrative was from all the TA guys, bloody Memorial Day weekend, it's going to crash. And I was like, well, shoot, it's like, I sort of like 35 around that number, like Saturday morning. And, I sacrificed myself for the greater good of everybody else to go up. If I'm moving over as a hedge, that it's probably the bottom, obviously, because I hardly would ever, first time I've done that, so it is what it is. But the narrative is like, there's like, I sold all my crypto, or I didn't sell any of my major coins. Like, I just sold like small crappy coins that I had sitting around that I don't really like that much. So, but yeah, that's what happened. And you know what, if I had to actually put percentages on how sure I am that we are still in a bull run, I would say 87.5%. So I sold 12.5% just in case.
That's great. Aaron, so I know that you're into macro trends, right? And so in kind of keeping that into perspective, and what you just really asked Ben was, if he sold the bottom, do you see us going on sideways action, much like we have done in summers past this summer?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. It'd be interesting if we did go sideways for a month or even 2 months, and then generally people lose interest. And right at the point where it gets the most boring, Bitcoin shoots up month after month after month. Now, as for me and my personal portfolio, I didn't do any selling. I'm still hodling for the most part. I generally do take realized profits on pretty much, definitely every altcoin, but and I have done some in the past 3 months, but I did not catch the top. And, at this point, I'm just going to hold.
Awesome. There we go. All right, let's move on to the next question that I got for everybody. And this one's about NFTs because, I know that there's some major, headways that are being moved in this industry about NFTs. The NFT market peaked in May. We saw about $170 million worth of transactions. However, as reported by Protos, that figure has collapsed to just about under 20 million in NFT sales, a decrease about 90%. CryptoStache, as you are one of the top NFT YouTubers, what do you think about NFTs, man? Are they dead?
NFTs are not dead. They're just getting started. So you guys look at this as, kind of like, oh, it's the latest trend. It's in a bubble. And that's going to happen with anything that is fairly new that people are excited about. There is going to be a little bit of that hype cycle, right? I like to call it more of a hype cycle than I call it a bubble. But we've definitely seen that hype cycle. And, I think that some of the numbers that you guys are going by are a little bit skewed there. So volume wise, not by dollar, but by sheer amount of transactions, like number of NFT transactions, those have actually increased over the last couple of months, and they continue to increase even today. When it comes down to the actual dollar amount, when you're equating it and saying, oh, this many US dollars worth of crypto has gone through the markets, yeah, it's gone down significantly because all these altcoins and all these other coins have drained, 50, 60, 70%, some of them. So yeah, I mean, in contrast, if you're talking about USD value, yes, definitely the value has gone down because the whole market has been down. But the amount of people trading NFTs back and forth has not faltered. And for a lot of these NFTs, the price action on these NFTs has not also gone down either. So I'm still incredibly bullish on NFTs, in particular quality projects. And so I think it's one of the biggest things that people have and they see here is it just like we saw in 2017 with the ICO boom. There are a ton of projects out there and everyone's promising the moon, and only really, a good handful of them are really quality products that will last the test of time. And we're seeing that same sort of thing here in NFTs because there's so much development happening and so many people getting in at once to do this. And I think that once that kind of plays out a little bit, we start to see the quality projects, things like, NBA Top Shots that have, captured huge fan bases and a lot of attention around the globe. So I think we're going to see more and more of those types of projects come out and kind of, the cream rise to the top, while some of the cash grabby YouTubers who are putting out their own crappy NFTs making millions and then essentially rug pulling or exit scamming or never intending to be in the NFT community ever again, those people are going to start dropping off of the cliff, and I'm happy about that. So,
all right.
Name names.
Yeah. That's all. Diana.
In particular, I'll put it out there. Yeah, Logan Paul was one of those. When I saw, I see these cash grabby type of NFTs, and this guy's not going to do anything. He used it, and he got millions of dollars from his followers, and he's not going to be in the NFT community. He's not going to be there doing this a year or two from now. But he saw a good opportunity and went after it. And we've seen quite a few other celebrities and people do the same thing. And then we've seen other ones jump in and really say, hey, like people like Mark Cuban or Gary Vee, who really, they dove into the community. They started talking with people, and then they made their own projects or made their investments. Those are smart investors. Those are people that are going to be around for the long term. It's the Lindsay Lohans and the Jake Pauls and the other people taking advantage of the community that won't.
Excellent point. Diana, let me ask you a question. Can you let us know what you're hearing from your viewers and your listeners on the the content that you create, what they're saying about NFTs?
Yeah, I mean, I think the people out there, people who are working on projects in the crypto space are extremely bullish on NFTs and see the long-term value in NFTs. I agree completely with what CryptoStache just said about NFTs are just beginning. What we're seeing now with, the price crash in NFTs, like $69 million NFTs, like that was never going to be sustainable, so that inevitably was going to drop. But in terms of the long-term vision of NFTs and where they're headed, so far, we've hardly seen any use cases for NFTs. We've really just seen NFT artwork as like the primary use case that's really blown up in the last few months. And that's really cool. But with that said, there's, infinite, like in terms of where we're going to see NFTs being in 5 years, where we're at now is maybe only like 10% of the way there, if even that. We're, in the super early stages still of NFTs. And I think what we're starting to see, with like the Gary Vee NFT drop recently, for instance, is NFTs tied to other things like event tickets. So for Gary Vee, you can buy his NFTs and then that'll also give you a pass to his conferences. We will probably see this with, or we have seen this with music festivals as well. Some music festivals, like I know Breakaway did this, where there was an NFT component to the music festival ticket. We're going to see more and more of this, I think. You can apply NFTs to music. You can apply NFTs to all different sorts of things. There's really cool projects coming out, like Uniquely is a new one that allows for NFT fractionalization. So you know, a lot of people can't afford these high value NFTs, but if you can fractionalize NFTs into, you know, like 1,000 NFTs in one collection, then a lot more people can buy these NFTs and own them at a much lower cost that's doable for the average person. And then we're also seeing other cool projects like Charged Particles is another one that lets you nest NFTs within NFTs. And other ones like NiftyFi lets you collateralize your NFTs and lend out money in exchange for NFT artwork, you know, or NFT items out there. And so there's just so many use cases for NFTs that we've yet to see, and we probably won't even see for, you know, I don't know, years to come. I was just on a podcast with Matt Lockyer from Near, and he was talking about some use cases for NFTs in the future where maybe you could imagine a situation where you can gamify it in a way where if you own some NFTs and then your friend owns some NFTs and you guys could like go in this gaming match and play this game, and then if you clash or whoever wins, you come out with this new NFT that's almost like bred from these two combined together. So I mean, the use cases are endless. I think most of them have not even been imagined yet. So if you have some great ideas for NFTs, like definitely go out there and try to build some cool projects and build out some more use cases. But yeah, I'm not worried at all about the value drop recently. I wouldn't freak out about it at all. I think NFTs are for sure here to stay. And in the long term, we'll see so many more uses for it and so many more cool projects.
So really quick to follow that up, Diana. So you said, you know, we're kind of focused, maybe a little too focused on the price. What about just the sheer volume of NFTs? Do you think that there's just too many options? Is the market going to be totally saturated with everybody kind of bringing them to the table?
I mean, I think, you know, definitely as more and more artists get into NFTs, like it will be harder for them to promote their NFTs and get it out there and get people to buy, for sure. Like you have to have a marketing strategy. You have to be somewhat of a business person, just like, you know, in the Web 2 world, you have to do that as well. But in terms of oversaturation, I mean, I don't think so. Again, like I said, you know, like right now when we're talking about NFTs, we're primarily still talking about NFT artwork. And that is only one tiny facet of what NFTs are capable of. And I think, you know, in the long term, there are just going to be so many cases that see an oversaturation, especially in like some use cases too, from a more practical side. You could imagine any unique asset you own can be NFT'd, if we're going to turn that into a verb. But, you know, even thinking about like your passport, your ID card, your driver's license, your mortgage papers, all of this can be tied together. So like imagine a situation where, for instance, like a personal situation I just went through, we just refinanced our condo. And so we had to like grab our mortgage papers, dig up our insurance papers, like all of this stuff. And it's such a headache, and it's, you know, it's just like annoying stuff to have to do. And imagine if all of these assets, like my deed, my insurance papers were all NFTs on the blockchain and all tied to my social security number. So then all I would have to do to refinance or to buy a house or to do any of these things is to just fill in, send over my social security number. All of it is already tied through. And then, you know, everything operates on smart contracts, and we can just buy houses or refinance or do all of these things without having to go through this laborious process of talking to so many different people. And it's gonna, you know, it takes like weeks or months to get something like this done. If you have all of this on the blockchain, then you can get it done super quickly. Like same thing with your personal information too. If you think about your health records, like I'm sure everybody has gone through, you know, the hassle of transferring from one doctor to another doctor. If you move to a new city, you have to find a new doctor, and then you have to transfer all your health records over. If all of this was put on the blockchain and, you know, minted as NFTs because it's all unique assets, you can just simply, you don't have to like get your papers from your old doctor and transfer it to your new one. Everything will already be there. So I think, you know, it's NFTs. There's so many use cases. Some of them are fun, they're gaming, they're art. And then others are just very practical, that will help us improve our day-to-day and make our day-to-day a lot more convenient.
Awesome. I love where you're going with that. I love the whole idea that, you know, we're just really scratching the surface of NFTs. Going back to kind of one of our earlier points, DZ, I'm going to come to you in a second because I know that you just tapped in for Ben because Ben had to head out. But Aaron, let me ask you really quick. You know, back to the whole money thing of it. You know, we saw that Beeple NFT sell for $69 million. that's, I think that some of those kind of things are going to be, few and far between. Do you think we'll see $100 million dollar value on an NFT sold in any time in the near future?
Oh yeah, because money is just fiat, right? Here's the thing: when people are asking, are NFTs dead? Why would they be, right? I mean, the best case you can make for why NFTs might be dead is saying that they're like Beanie Babies or something. And that's a good argument as to maybe why individual brands of NFTs are dead. And not all NFTs are created equal. Many will die, but many will thrive. But to say that all NFTs are dead is just incorrect. The thing is, like everybody's saying, we're so early, we're not even in the first inning. We're still before the national anthem. There's so much infrastructure that is yet to be put in place, and just people to get accustomed to displaying their NFTs. A similar transition, just like the internet, cell phones, that's what we're going to go through. And even if what NFTs are, even if it is just a digital signature on an online file, on a piece of art, even if that's it, that's still one more level of verifiability, one more level of community between the fan and the artist. And yeah, you can say, well, it's just pixels, just like you can say the Mona Lisa is just canvas and paint. But the Mona Lisa is more than that. It's got a good story. It's got history. It's got cultural significance, a strong community, just like the NFTs that will stand the test of time greater. They'll have a good story, cultural significance, maybe like a Beeple, a strong community, maybe like Gary Vee. I mean, the thing is, was NBA Top Shots not a raging success? Yeah, of course it was. It was a raging success. Did numbers greater than anybody could have imagined. Now we're seeing Major League Baseball get in on the action with Candy Digital. Baseball cards are the original. I mean, those are what people think of when they think of collectibles. Gucci, the Olympics, Fox, the TV network, they're all getting in. Even Bitcoin-only people are getting excited now that you can do NFTs on liquid sidechains. So, I mean, in the future, every sports organization, music venue, TV, film, all entertainment will have an NFT component. And it, like Diana was saying, it doesn't have to be art. It can vastly improve online ticketing, not only for the buyer, who will be able to prove and display that they were verifiably at that event, but also for the venue, who gets a cut of the secondary ticket market finally, or in-game skins and items eventually. The world is only trending more digital, and the NFT market, just like baseball card market, is going to go in ebbs and flows. Not all cards are going to be worth $1 million, but to say that NFTs are over, I disagree.
There you go. You heard it first from him right here on Around the Blockchain. I love it. DZ, welcome. Thanks for tapping in for Ben this late in the game. Looks like you've got some points to make up. So let me ask you that same question.
I'm in the hot seat.
There we go. Yeah, you're the underdog as of right now. What do you think about the whole $100 million NFT situation? Do you think that we'll see it anytime soon? I mean, like Aaron said, you've got Gucci jumping in. They're going to do NFTs at the Olympics. Let us know some of your thoughts.
I think with the NFT thing, there's almost two narratives going on at the same time. Stash is, pretty familiar with the Wax blockchain. I think there's two basically players in the system. You're going to have the regular people. There's the MLB Top Shots. You're going to have the NBA. You're going to have all these other things. And that's fine. And that's where you're going to see 99% of the volume. But I think there's another game being played with the NFTs, and that's the millionaires game. The average person, they're not going to buy, a Beeple for 69 million. For all we know, Banksy, could have $100 million NFT next month. And I don't want to go, too conspiratorial here, but a lot of times you hear how art is used as a way of a tax avoidance. And I think that's something that we're kind of overlooking here. I'm not going to say, that's what these Silicon Valley, millionaires and billionaires are doing, but I think there is something worth looking into that. So as far as will there be a $100 million NFT, I think it's very, very possible. Now, will it be worth $100 million, or is it someone trying to save a little bit of tax money from Uncle Sam at the end of the day? I think it might be a little bit of column A, it might be a little bit of column B. So I think it's very, very possible we'll see a $100 million NFT. I don't know if we'll see it this year or maybe even this bull run. But like I said, Banksy could drop something next month and boom, it's $100 million. We don't know. So I think $100 million, not only will it happen, I think it's basically inevitable at this point.
Awesome. I agree with you. I think, like you said, it is a place, art is a place for people to shelter and park some money. So I definitely see that we will see that, think that we will see that sometime in the future. All right. When it comes to NFTs, Stash, I know that you are a big in the NFT game. Do you have any recent NFT or upcoming NFT launches that you are excited about that you can talk about?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been creating NFTs since 2018, and I was actually the first YouTuber to have his own NFT. I worked with Engine to like do, to airdrop this NFT to a bunch of people. It was kind of a first thing. Before that was really just like projects and developers that were doing it. And so I've been creating NFTs since then on multiple platforms, and kind of found a home here on Wax, and do a lot there. I'm actually getting ready to launch a full, collectible card game on Wax, called the Secret Agent Stash, and it's the same name as my live stream show that I do all about blockchain gaming every Thursday. And so, it's like me and all my disguises and adventures, and as a secret agent. So that's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I really enjoy the Wax community and what's really going on there. And so, in contrast to what most people are seeing in the NFT industry, is they see Ethereum. That's all they know. I've talked to people who are new that have come into the space for the last 6 years, and they're like, "Oh wait, I thought Ethereum was in NFTs. I thought that's what it was," and they don't even know that there are other blockchains that you can do NFTs on that have no transaction fees, and there's tons of trading going on, and Wax is one of those chains. And so, always doing a lot of these cool, fun drops and collaborations with other artists to just put a spotlight on them. And so I'm really loving what's going on with Wax. So I do NFT drops pretty much every Tuesday during my live stream show, the NFT Beat. So definitely tune into those shows if you guys are interested in learning more about like NFTs and blockchain gaming. It's a lot of fun, and I get to work with a lot of artists and a lot of people in the community, and that's what I love doing. That's what I love.
Awesome, man.
Has anybody here actually bought an NFT that doesn't come from your boss or that you got for free?
I've bought, so I've spent at least $100,000, if not more, just so that I know on NFTs, at least.
Damn.
Yeah, I have thousands of dollars NFTs, and I'm actually staking them. So you might have some collectibles in your closet, some Pokemon cards, some old comic books. You can actually trade that, get some cash for it, some dirty fiat, turn that, put that back into the blockchain system. There's places where you can buy cool collectibles that, good artwork, content creators that you like to, support, and you can actually stake those NFTs and receive crypto that you could just pretty easily turn into Ethereum. I have thousands of dollars NFTs. I'm all in.
All
Very
in.
cool.
Yep, I'm right there with you. I am all in on NFTs, as I have been for the last 4 years. And there was times where I was making these NFTs and going to conferences and trying to give them away for free. And I'm like, who wants an NFT? And I'd be on stage and there'd be 1,000 people in the audience. I'm like, who wants an NFT? See me after the conference, or see me after this, or my panel. And, I had like 2 people in the audience go, I want one. And I literally have a line of like 2 people. I'm like, oh, here you go, man. It's, great. And they're super happy about it. But I mean, I couldn't give these things away at a certain point, and that has changed, and it's going to continue to get more and more people on board, because NFTs are the ultimate utility for blockchain, because they bridge that mainstream gap that we've been looking for. It really is the utility that we've been looking for to really grab that mainstream, and we saw that with NBA Top Shots, and we're going to continue to see that with other large-scale projects that are using IPs that people love, and they're going to more and more going to be coming out, like like Aaron was saying. Everybody's going to get in it. Every entertainment conglomerate is going to be creating NFTs and launching them for promotional, marketing, fun, collectible purposes. It's going to happen.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get into our last set of questions and topic for today. It's about crypto ads, and I don't know if you guys understand. This is, in my opinion, big news. Google lifted a 3-year ban on cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets from using the ad services. Now, I think it's around August 3rd when we should start seeing some of these ads on Google, which is big, big, big. Diana, I know you educate people in the space, but with Google removing the ban, do you think we'll see more people using exchanges that they're advertising?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's great as we're working towards mainstream adoption of crypto, because right now a lot of people still just haven't been exposed to crypto. They don't even know what a crypto wallet is. They don't know what an exchange is. They don't know what the difference between the two is. And I think this will, really give the mainstream an opportunity to learn more about crypto. So I think it's great. I mean, I think like on the flip side, like with everything good, there's sort of like something to be cautious about. And I think on the flip side is, we have to make sure that that Google is, properly vetting these ads that they let onto the platform, and making sure that they're not letting on any, spam projects or anything like that, because as we all know, there's a lot of spammers in this space. And I think a dangerous thing for especially newcomers to the space to look out for is really like you'll want to do your due diligence. You'll want to do your own research and do your own learning. Make sure that, you know, what you're seeing is legit, what you're signing up for is legit. Don't just, you know, assume that, oh, because you see a Google ad for it, that it must be a legit company or a legit project. Just make sure that you do your own research. But overall, I think this is a great thing that Google is doing, opening up their ads platform for crypto companies. And I'm excited to, you know, to see more and more people get into the space. Again, just make sure to everybody out there, do your own research, do your own due diligence, and make sure, you know, what you're using and what you're putting your money into is something that you feel good about putting your money into.
Absolutely. Now, you know, something that you said there was you hit on, you know, scam ads, and we see a lot on YouTube. It's, you know, definitely here at BitBoy Crypto.
Scammers.
We see a lot of that kind of stuff. Aaron,
they're all
Stash,
over YouTube.
Absolutely. Stash, I'm going to come to you in a second, but Aaron, do you guys see a lot of scam ads on your videos?
Holy, does Adams have a beard? Yeah, so many scam ads. Now, regarding the Google unbanning in general, besides the scam ads, which everybody should watch out for, hugely bullish that Google is doing this. Google isn't a Bing. Google is Google. Google is search engine. Google is the internet. I'm sure CryptoStache, probably Diana, BitBoy for sure. You've been in the space for a number of years like we all have. We remember Google used to be banning the word Ethereum. Ethereum used to be a blacklisted word in Google ads. So let me just go over like the bigger picture here. This unbanning largely speaks to what we're seeing in the crypto industry in general, or rather the world coming into the crypto industry, where eventually all of this is going to get so big, they will not be able to ignore it. More than that, if they want to stay relevant and profitable, they're going to have to integrate with it, which is what we're seeing with Google. The education, the level of awareness this cycle, so much stronger than last cycle, and that's about to get a major boost on August 3rd and after that from Google. So imagine a world where Binance US, FTX, Kraken, Coinbase, Bittrex are all fighting for market share on Google and everywhere else. Now imagine a world where you're in on crypto before that. That's where we are today.
Hopefully, I like that. Hopefully we'll stop seeing all those crypto.com ads everywhere, right?
I doubt it.
Yeah, no, it's probably not going to happen. So another thing that we got going on is Steve Wozniak. He recently lost a lawsuit with YouTube because they were using his likeness on some of those scam ads. DZ, let me ask you a question. Do you think that there's a way to stop these scams so that there aren't so many victims? Because we've heard millions of dollars have been, you know, lost to these scams. What do you think is the way to stop this?
Well, to go back to what CryptoFace said yesterday, you know, some of the best people he's ever met is in crypto, but some of the worst people he's ever met in crypto. So I'm actually, I'm a little bit worried. You know, I don't want to say I'm pessimistic overall, but there's going to be a lot of new people coming in. They're going to see these Google ads, you know, it's going to be on the front page. So they're just going to assume that, oh, this must be legit. You know, it's going to be like Coinbase, then it's going to be Bybit, then it's just going to be something else. And then I'm afraid that they're going to game the system. So we've already seen it with YouTube. And like Altcoin Daily said, you know, Ethereum was banned. It was a banned word for a long time. However, when you're watching YouTube ads, every other crypto ad it's Vitalik, the creator of Ethereum, at some fireside chat in 2019. It's a 22-minute long ad. I don't even know how they're paying this much money, but it's clearly people are clicking these links. I mean, personally, I sent Vitalik 1 Ethereum. I'm still waiting on my 2 back. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm actually a little bit worried. I think, you know, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. I think once you're in crypto, you know, I think we've all, you know, kind of lost our shirt a little bit on maybe some fees or kind of clicking the wrong thing, you know, your first couple weeks or months into the crypto space. So I think there's going to be a lot of pain. Hopefully that the narrative won't become so bad that it turns people off. But I think it's definitely possible. Google's gonna, I mean, they own YouTube. They couldn't get this taken care of with the scam ads. You know, we've tried over here at BitBoy Crypto. I'm sure, you know, everyone else here, they're having the same issues. So, I mean, if it's different people, and I'm sure it is, you know, maybe they can wrangle that. I think that might be why that they're kind of doing this in stages. You know, they're starting with exchanges, they're starting with wallets. You know, the ICOs are still going to be banned. trying to buy and sell crypto directly is still going to be banned. So, you know, maybe we'll see over the next 12, 18 months if they can keep the scams to a minimum. You know, I'm pretty bullish, but if it's anything like YouTube, Vitalik, where's my 2 Ethereum? I'm still waiting. Where's it at?
Well, much like your patience, DZ, I'm not that patient. So, Diana, I got one final question for you. If I send you 1 ETH, would you send me 2?
Justin, maybe one day, but not today. Maybe if you send it to Vitalik's address, he'll send it to you back.
That's all I needed to hear.
Make DZ even more upset than he is already.
I love it. I love it.
Justin, I'll tell you what, man. You send me 1 Ethereum, I'll send you 1 Ethereum Classic back, or 2. I'll send you 10 Ethereum Classic back. How's that?
That sounds like such a deal. Such a deal. I'm really excited about that.
It's the original Ethereum, man. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not go there. If you hold Ethereum Classic, good for you. But you know, that's all that we have time for today. Really quick. Make sure that you smash the like button. Also, go down in the description. Everyone has got their link down there below to their channel. Go check them out. If you're not subscribed, check out what they're doing, providing great content to the space. But Diana, because you answered that question appropriately, you won for today. So we will let you give you about 30 seconds or so. Any parting words for the viewers?
Amazing. Parting words, I guess, like in the spirit of the conversation today, I think it's so important that you go out and educate yourself. When you're learning about the space, you know, try not to just jump on the hype train. Actually take the time to go and learn about what these things mean. Learn about cool projects that are happening. Don't just like track the numbers of, you know, what's Bitcoin at, what's Ethereum at. Go and actually like do some learning in the space. And then go listen to the Unstoppable podcast if you want to get some good learnings there. I interview, you know, put out 3 new episodes a week with really smart people in the space. So I think you'll learn a lot there. And thank you guys for having me.
Awesome. Thank you to everyone for joining the show today, chatting with us. Thank you for watching. Remember, don't forget to smash the like button, and we will see you next time on Around the Blockchain.